What's up, guys? This is Mike Lurs, going to be casting another game from League of Dota Season 2, Episode 1. Infinite Disable is going to go up against Happy 5 Friends. It's not what I wrote down on the waiting screen or whatever, but either way, it's going to be HFF versus Infinite Disables. And yeah, League of Dota Season 2, buy the ticket if you are on stream and you could get some drops. There have been drops galore so far because the games have been kind of one-sided, and therefore that means a lot of multi-kills, but hopefully this game will not be like that. This is a round 4 game, I want to say. Wait, 1, 2... Yeah, this is a round 4 game. So both these teams should be pretty good, though. Happy 5 Friends playing away in US East, as per the rules. Infinite Disables should have a ping advantage there, which is another intangible thing, so Visage probably not going to be as happy, though. Venomancer doesn't need any micro whatsoever. We have a draft going on, so let's go over that. Death Prophet is going to be played, and so is Timbersaw by Infinite Disables, which is kind of weird since both of those heroes don't have any disables. I mean, there is a silence, I guess, on Death Prophet as per their icon, but still, come on, guys. If you're going to name yourself something like Infinite Disables, pick up some disables, at least. That's like the polite thing to do. That's the right thing to do. But Venomancer, Visage, going to be the 2 picks from Happy 5 Friends, banning out the Pugna, so they're not looking to get pushed too much, but unfortunately for them, ban out the Slark instead of the Death Prophet, so they won't be able to hold themselves against all the push from Infinite Disables, because Infinite Disables will be able to push regardless. Death Prophet is a hero that once you pick it up, you know you're guaranteed for some push somewhere, and that's hopefully going to be good for them. Happy 5 Friends, Visage, as well as Venomancer, very, very solid supports. 2 of the best in the game at this point in time, actually, in my opinion at least. And they just need a good carry hero to go with them. Alchemist still in the pool, Elder Titan still in the pool. There's a lot of power on the field so far. Infinite Disables will need their support, so Happy 5 Friends probably would benefit from banning those out, though instead aiming towards the Luna first. Maybe they're scared about this pushing. Luna is definitely a hero that could add a little bit to the pushing as far as her aura. It's not the most intense pushing skill, it's no Exorcism, it's no Pugna Blast, but it's something. And then Infinite Disables going to choose to ban out the Gyrocopter Puck after the OD, as well as Bristleback. I think Puck is mostly just defensive ban for the TA, though Happy 5 Friends could very easily go into a... Puck is a defensive ban for the Death Prophet, but Happy 5 Friends could very easily go into a TA, and then TA versus Death Prophet is a matchup that TA just absolutely stomps. There's not much you can do as Death Prophet, though you do have the range advantage. It's still not very fun. Happy 5 Friends just going to ban out those really hard-hitting carries, it looks like. We've been seeing a lot of Weaver bans thus far. Most guys are just such a bitch to deal with. The best way to deal with him is just spend a ban. You don't have to buy sheep sticks or orchids or draft stuns. You just ban them out. Easy as that. Happy 5 Friends, though, going to look for pretty much everyone else but the supports. Their 4 and 5 is all but secured. Now, I actually need a mid lane hero and all that other good stuff. They could go for whatever they want. It's just a matter of what do they want. I think TA picked up right now would be pretty good, though. It'll give a lot of time for Infinite Disables to really prepare for that. You know, pick up someone who could handle the TA pretty well, like a Queen of Pain, and then shift Death Prophet somewhere else, or go for Viper, dominate the lane that way. Viper versus Death Prophet is a Viper skewed lineup, is a Viper skewed matchup. Though with Crystal Maiden on the field, she could potentially gank the Viper, but Visage Venomancer could easily do the same thing to the Death Prophet. So Happy 5 Friends looking to lock down that mid lane with the Viper. Last game we didn't see the Viper go towards the mid lane. Might not be seeing it now, but really Viper, Visage, Venomancer, that is overkill in the slows. Like, they'll be crawling at 100 MS, and at that point it's pretty pointless. It's like, well, why don't we just put Venomancer somewhere else, and then they could be at 100 MS somewhere else. But yeah, it's probably going to be Viper in the mid lane. I think they want to pick up a stun for this Timbersaw. I mean, slows are great, but Timber Chain is a pretty good escape spell. Unfortunately for them, I think Luna would have been a really good hero pickup here. Get a little bit more late game, get that Lucent Beam, which is sometimes all you need to kill off a Timbersaw. See him trying to cast that Timber Chain, or if you're lucky enough, you get the Lucent Beam mini stun, and then Timbersaw is shit out of luck. He's just going to get worked over by Visage as well as Venomancer, and then of course the Glaives as well. But Infinite Disables with the Crystal Maiden pick, probably, well, it could go for a heavy aura build. Timbersaw is definitely one of those heroes that is, you know, accelerates with the more mana he has. Death Prophet, similar, though not as much as the Timbersaw. So more mana equals more fun. And Crystal Maiden, though she can go for her usual aggressive roaming build, might want to just put all her eggs into the Arcane Aura basket. Happy 5 friends. What is it going to be, guys? What is it going to be? Have their mid lane, need a carry hero. Could be something like a life stealer, but still would be short on stuns. Really, you want to draft your stuns in the supports if possible. Crystal Maiden is 1. I think they could probably look for an offlane hero right now and just hold off on their carry. Because carries are usually pretty interchangeable. Get a Windranger, get a Clockwork, or get a Mirana. There's a stun. Mirana's probably going to be the third piece in the tri-lane. Visage, Venomancer, Mirana. It's a lot of slow, which should guarantee an arrow, though, of course, slows are no stuns. Mirana could still possibly miss, especially with the Timbersaw being all slippery with that chain. And then Infinite Disable's going to go for a Leshrac. The classic Crystal Maiden Leshrac build, or Crystal Maiden and Leshrac combination. And actually, Happy 5 friends banning out the TA themselves. I mean, TA is not a hero that Infinite Disables wanted to pick up right now. It's good against Mirana, I guess. Gets crushed by Viper, gets crushed by Venomancer, gets crushed, or I mean, has to deal with familiars later on. Yeah, TA kind of a wasted ban in my opinion, but Infinite Disables, their pushing now is gearing up to be pretty intense. Happy 5 friends, I think a ban out from Clockwork needs to be that ban. If you could lock the enemy out of initiation, you could just sit there with the Edict, sit there with the Exorcism, and then shred their towers. Force Happy 5 friends to try to take a fight without initiation, but instead it's going to be Nature's Prophet. Would have been a pretty good offlane, I guess. Infinite Disable's still looking for their carry hero, but yeah, Crystal Maiden Leshrac just as a dual lane is pretty good. There are definitely stronger lanes, they get crushed by tri-lanes like 9 times out of 10. But setting up with Frostbite into a Split Earth, that's sometimes all you need to get a kill. Especially if they have a third hero, and Happy 5 friends going to go for a Shadow Shaman. Is that going to be their aggro? Is that going to be their mid lane? Is that a mid lane Shadow Shaman, safe lane Viper, aggressive try with Mirana? That won't be terrible. It'll give them a lot of counter push. I mean, you see them pop the Exorcism, you drop the ward straight after. They're not going to get that tower. And you force a fight. It's not the best way of forcing a fight. I mean, it's definitely no Clockwork initiation. It's something, I guess. It's another disable. That's, I think, the most crucial fact. Now they have a Hex. Now they have a Shackle. And now Timbersaw won't be able to just wreak havoc among the enemies. Though still, it's a kind of a light late game from Happy 5 friends. Mirana not the best. Viper is pretty good, but still not exactly the best. Infinite Disables, they don't have that great late game either, so I guess it's they don't really need that much late game, since both teams gearing up for a very, very aggressive early mid game. Lifestealer, probably not the best pick. It's a Juggernaut instead. So it is another very, very early mid game oriented hero. Though Infinite Disables, they don't have that many Disables. They have 2. Boo! Pick up Disables if that's your name, but Juggernaut, another pushing-oriented hero. We'll give the healing ward to heal up the Death Prophet, and most importantly, I think, the Leshrac. Keep him healthy so he can get close to the tower with that Edict. But Juggernaut really won't be able to heal many things. Usually you pair him up with the Chen with the Enchantress, so that the healing ward that does do percentage-based healing could heal the really big things, such as the Centaurs and the Hellbears and all those good big Chen neutral creeps, stuff like that. Not going to be happening this game, but still, Juggernaut is a pretty good hero to go defensively versus the potential offensive lane of Happy 5 friends. If you get stuck in a slow, you spin out of there, and you're probably going to be fine. At least you'll eat the arrow. If you could run in front of Mirana with the spin on, eat the arrow for your allies, that's good too, man. So we are in this game, Infinite Disables versus the Happy 5 friends. And also, this is sponsored, guys. eGamingBets.com, so check them out. They are sponsoring this, I think they're sponsoring the entirety of Season 2. I don't really know the details of that, but either way, be sure to check them out. Register, place a bet if you want to, I guess. And then, yeah, you could bet on StarCraft, you could bet on Dota, you could even bet on other games like League of Legends, because I know we have so many League of Legends fans in here. Clearly, everyone is here because they love League of Legends. I love League of Legends. It's a fantastic game. Everyone play League of Legends. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to say that again. It made me a little bit ill, I think. We have a big smoke up from the Happy 5 friends. They're looking for blood. They might find it onto Gregor or Mushu, who are playing the Leshrac and CM respectively. And 18k, well, they're all playing fairly defensively. It's all a trap. See, you talk to them so that they don't expect giant smoke up. And Gregor. Here we go. Arrow. Ah, move. Oh, they dodged it. It's good. The field goal is good. 3 points for Happy 5 friends. Arrow being spent. You just gotta go for it. If they're not moving, you're like, oh, they're probably just... It's really high ping. Man, you knew what you were getting into when you signed up. There's nothing you could do about it. Let's go over the rest of the heroes. Death Prophet with some pretty pimped out gear. It's going to be played by Supa. Top lane, as the Timbersaw, it is going to be Apathy. Very, very nice and easy to say names from Infinite Disables. I like it. On the other side, Waffles is going to be on the Venomancer. We have Dude DZ3 is on the Visage. Honey and Blood is going to be on the Mirana. Shaggy is going to be on the Shadow Shaman. That leaves, of course, Space Created on the top lane. Viper versus Timbersaw should be a very, very Viper skewed matchup there. Though if Viper gets too close, he could easily get ground up due to the pure damage. All eyes on the spot lane though. 18k is gonna have to rely on his spin. Very defensive. Mushu in a little bit of trouble. Arrow, Gale, anything? No, just D-warding. And well, Sentry Ward advantage going the way of the Dire side. 18k should be able to farm decently in this lane, though missing what 2 CS I've seen so far. Mirana doesn't have that much base damage either, so both these heroes working with not much damage. And 18k gets to worry about lots of poke from this Venomancer as well as Visage. He's not going to be getting much. Really, Juggernaut doesn't need that much. Get him to level 7 or something like that, he could kill pretty much anyone. Now Apathy going to go toe-to-toe with Space Created. He's actually bullying him out of his lane pretty damn well. But I don't think there should be a kill on this lane just yet. Apathy needs a couple more levels, as does Space Created if it's going to go the other way. 18k is definitely the most vulnerable right now. Let's see just the amount of poke damage that Honey and Blood is dealing to him.
Let them feel the cool of your blade.
Wow, there's actually an audio file for CM and Juggernaut. I mean, that kind of makes sense. It's a classic combination. The classic pub stomp combination of CM Juggernaut. Mid lane, Shadow Shaman 3 for 2 versus the Death Prophet, who's currently 4 for 2. Yeah, the farm is going pretty even thus far. I mean, it's pretty even at low. But Honey and Blood now gonna look to land an arrow on someone. Hopefully not the Juggernaut for them. Arrow, a YOLO arrow. You just gotta go for it. But arrows aren't really. I mean, Mirana doesn't get enough mana. She's not Pudge. Pudge, you just gotta throw hooks, man, because you get bottle, you get urn. You have enough mana regen to make up for missed arrows, for missed hooks. Mirana, you don't really get that. Like, the only item that you get ever that gives you mana is Ring of Aquila. And that's not even like a guarantee pickup, but there we go. Ring of Basilius picked up. But so far, not too much aggression either way. It's 2 supports from the Infinite Disables squad, not doing all that much. And Shaggy taking quite a beating from this Death Prophet. I don't expect the Shadow Shaman to win the lane. I don't really know how strong Shadow Shaman is versus the Death Prophet. Haven't really seen or played that matchup very much at all. Mostly because Shadow Shaman mid lane is so very rare. But once he gets to level 6, he'll be able to push a lot more effectively than Supa. Supa needs a couple more levels. He needs level 7, level 8. Get a couple more points in that, well, probably more now since he got a point in silence. He needs a little bit more witchcraft to make his exorcism really scary. Whereas Shadow Shaman, if he hits level 6, the wards are scary. They're terrifying. They're the most powerful skill on the map at that point. He's going to get to level 6 before anyone else. And I guess it's... Oh, arrow. Unfortunately, Honey or Blood. Honey and Blood, rather. Honey and or Blood. Going to not make that arrow happen. Next time, perhaps. Once again, Shaggy and Supa trading hits. And 18k, he's not really farming that well at all. He's missing a lot of CS. 6 for 2 for him, but top lane, really Space Created, leading the way. You can see the huge difference in the skill builds between this Viper and the last Viper. Shaggy, possibly in a little trouble. He's another Crypt Swarm. Not going to happen. Yeah, Space Created. Going to go for full-on Nether Toxin, full-on Poison Attack. I guess in this matchup it makes even more sense because Corrosive Skin won't do anything versus pure damage of Timbersaw. Like, it'll actually do nothing. So might as well just go full offensive, right? But Supa getting some free time in the lane, forcing Shaggy back all the way to the base. Pick up some boots, probably teleport back in, though could teleport somewhere else. Surprisingly, with these 2 lanes, there hasn't been any real attempts at aggression outside a couple arrows of Honey and Blood. I don't think there's been any mana spent on this Venomancer or the Visage. They're still sitting at top. There's the arrow onto 18k, but where's the supports? They're miles away. Arrow's gonna land, but 18k, he's completely fine for that. He's gonna salve up and just, you know, forget about that as soon as possible. Mushu's gotta be really careful, but really, Zoo and Waffles, they're not really doing that much right now. They need to start going onto someone, but the supports are playing very defensively, as they should. At least when they don't have any vision right now. Waffles, as well as Zoo, might be in a little bit of trouble if they stick around for too long, but surprisingly passive game so far. You'd expect there to be a lot more aggression attempts at least. I mean, they're poking at each other, and they can get kills on each other, but both teams are really scared about doing that, which means that both teams are doing nothing. And now Supa does have a level 3 nuke. Shaggy gonna get the Hex off, has a Shackles as well. Supa's gotta be careful. Gonna throw the Crypt Swarm, won't be enough. One more hit, won't be enough either. There's a Shackle in the tower, he might have just been mind game. Shaggy gonna shock him down, it's gonna be first blood going both ways, though Shaggy officially is gonna take that one home. And Supa, as the Death Prophet, unfortunately gets the gold but no experience. The Shadow Shaman's gonna hit level 7 off of that. Perfectly played by Shadow Shaman. And unfortunately for the Death Prophet, getting a little bit too greedy at the wrong time. And now Space Created can try to go for Apathy 1v1. Space Created gonna get blended down really deep. You should be fine though, Apathy. Not too much mana. If that Chakram hit, that would definitely would have been the death of the Viper there. Arrow gonna fly, miss onto 18k. But here comes Waffles. And by that I mean we might be seeing a pincer. Oh yes. The Infinite Squad is completely pincered in. 18k does not have an Omni Slash. There's the Hex Shock as well. But here comes Supa with 3-man silence. Can probably Exorcism as well. Honey and Blood gonna get locked down. He's gonna try to leap out of there. He will make it out, but he will die anyway. Shaggy can drop the wards, but there's no one to really hit. Supa gonna get a triple kill, clean up on aisle 3. Gregor gonna get a stun onto Waffles. Supa does still have one more Crypt Swarm. Gonna drop pretty low. This is super greedy, but he will get the ultra kill. It's gonna be 4 for Supa. Gonna bring up to a grand total of 5. And that silence, that 1 point in silence, just 1 point is all you need. Landing it on 3 heroes, that is value on value on value. Unfortunately, 18k wasn't really a part of that in any capacity. Oh, Arrow gonna fly, Mushu. Oh, RIP Mushu, no healing ward, and everyone's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. But Death Prophet with a couple kills like that, not even a couple, that was 4 kills in a row. That is huge for Death Prophet. It's gonna bring her all the way up to level 7. She needs level 8, 9 to get that Witchcraft going, so she can actually push. But hell, when you're going for Exorcism for fights like that, where the enemies are immobile, it doesn't matter how many points of Witchcraft you have, just because you will be able to land those Spirit hits regardless. Death Prophet absolutely cleaning up will give her a lot of her basic items, and, well, she could have probably went off of a Bloodstone or something like that. Either way, looking pretty good thus far. It'll skyrocket her to the top of the gold per minute chart. And definitely make up for that kind of messed up first blood attempt on Shaggy. They're both relatively close as far as the levels go. Wards being used for the first time in the game, not to push a tower, but to fight, and not even to fight because he couldn't lock anyone down with those wards. Top lane, Apathy. Oh, gonna get a solo kill on the Viper. Shaggy can teleport in. Sorry for missing that, guys. Apathy gonna dive that Viper, and Viper, I mean, he's a pretty tanky hero once he gets a mech up and once he gets some health items up, but, I mean, really, true damage. Really good way to cut through that Viper's HP, especially, I mean, if he did at Kuros' skin, it would be a great way, but he's going to go full aggressive, and when he gets full aggressive and he's forced to play defensively, yeah, that's not a good combination. The push has really yet to come from the Radiant team. They do have a pretty now stacked Death Prophet. Gonna wait for his items, but still, there's like no aggression on this lane at all. Like no Gale attempts from Waffles, because if he lands it on 18k, there's nothing else he could do. The slow will still stick through Blade Fury, which is something, I guess. But there's no Soul Assumption, no arrows, no follow-up, and then all the other supports, they're just not in range. Teleportation on the bot lane. Timbersaw wants blood, and it looks like they just want to push this lane. The Death Prophet, nowhere to be found though. She does have a TP scroll. She can join this bottom lane push. Though Apathy is completely not spotted out thus far. Although, ooh, he might have been spotted out. I don't think he was. Let's see how they play. He might have been spotted out. But yeah, all hands to the bottom lane. This is going to be the push. 2 points in Witchcraft, good enough. 1 point Healing Ward, good enough. 2 points in that Edict. And this tower, now in a little bit of trouble. So much damage just from spells. And of course, the Healing Ward to help tank some of that up as well. Creep Wave's going to get blended. It's going to give Viper a little bit of free time to finish up his mech in the mid lane, but the push is going to go, and the arrow going to connect on Gregor. Not much follow-up, though. Between the Edict, between that Exorcism, and the tower is going to die. Top tower does go down, however. Shadow Shaman with the wards picking that one up. They could go try to go for a deny here, but another Crypt Swarm flies out, and it's going to be killed. Chakram going to fly, and Waffle's getting hit huge by that one. Healing Ward leading the way. Waffle's going to get hit with the Timber Chain, and then the Visage straight after. Shaggy going to blend it down after getting hit with Split Earth as well. Honey and Blood trying to get his way out. Venomancer, you do not want to go in on that, man. Another Edict, and this tower is going to take another beating. Well, Viper's going to come in. Apathy, in a little bit of trouble. Timber Chain, Magic Sticks, and it will not be enough. He will die. Super, though, going to try to go toe-to-toe with Space Created. That's a risky prospect, but with Mushu there to support, Mech is going to pop off. Space Created, going to try to get some space for his team. 18k. Does he have anything? Doesn't have a spin, doesn't have an Omni Slash already used. Supa's going to get the hell out of here, as is Gregor. No more stuns to disrupt that. Visage nowhere near his level 6 mark. And Infinite disables. They drop the Timbersaw, which is not the best, but still, they get a lot more than they lose. The Tier 1 tower completely carved down and put a lot of hurt on the Tier 2 tower as well, down to all the way to 400 hit points. That's an easy tower to pick up later, just with Leshrac. He could do it by himself. It will be risky since he's really soft, but still, it's a possibility. And now 10 for 3. Death Prophet, leading in the gold per minute chart, leading in the CS chart, almost has her mech after phase boots. She's doing just as well, if not better, than the Viper. I mean, clearly she's doing better than the Viper. And now 3, 2, 1. Exorcism is up. This tower, you don't even need Exorcism. You just need Edict, yeah. Although Shaggy going to get in there with the Hex. Might be a mistake to get in that close. The tower's going to be destroyed. Shaggy going to get in there with the Shackle, though instantly forced back. 18k is going to join the fight as well. They do still have Exorcism. Do they want to go for a Tier 2? Yes, they do. All 5 are in the mid lane. Gregor going to run straight into Shaggy, though. Haste Rune and Shock on Gregor. You can't actually kill this guy. There's the Frostbite. Shaggy going to take a Crypt Swarm straight to the face. He's going to drop the wards. Trap Supa, but he's going to trade his life for that. They can free Supa. They're going to be just fine. Yep, he has phase boots as well. You don't even have to hack him out, but they're going to hack out the wards anyway. Not much damage to anyone as the wards aren't focusing anything. And with Shadow Shaman down, Supa does still have her ultimate up. Death Prophet will plow down this tower with the help of Gregor, though Gregor not too healthy. He's using his tangos to try to get as much health as he can. Mirana taking the bottom lane tower in the meantime. Plague wards being set up, but the Exorcism, between the Edict and Exorcism, this tower is not going to last long. As the Happy 5 friends, they can't actually fight this. With the healing ward as well, this creep wave is very durable, and this tower is very dead. Apathy going to take an arrow to the face, but that's a level 1 arrow, it looks like. Yeah, only level 1 arrow. Mirana only level 6. Tower going to get completely carved out. And now I think it's going to be back off, wait for however long the cooldown of Exorcism is right now, 75 seconds, and then go again. This time they'll have a mech, and they'll have an Omni Slash if they need it. They now have a level 4 Edict as well. It's going to be devastating. It really, truly is. Top lane going to be the next target for them, it looks like. Not even going to wait. They have the Edict, which really, I mean, it does not as much damage as Exorcism. It's not as scary as Exorcism, but it's still pretty... Oh, wow. Greedy Crystal Maiden smoke right there. Just trying to get to their teammates faster. But when you're clearing creep waves like this, when you have a healing ward that you could use pretty liberally, really all you need is an Edict, because look at that damage. Holy shit, the damage. This is going to be a 4v5 fight if it does come down to it. Supa does not have her ultimate up, and the Mirana ultimate is here. Don't know why I'm starting to speak a little bit quieter, because it doesn't really matter. They can't hear me anyway. Gregor in a lot of trouble right now. Space Created going to get right to the back. There's the Gale onto 2, and the initiation is going to happen, but already Apathy going to blend down 2. Omni Slash on 2 as well. Wards are dropped. Supa going to get a pretty good Crypt Swarm out, but there's the Freezing Field. Space Created going to get blended through all the magic damage. He does have a lot of health, though. He's surviving. 18k, doing as much as he can, but Apathy is really the one wreaking havoc. It's a double kill for Apathy. He sees Honey and Blood. He sees Shaggy still alive. He does have a little bit more mana after the Arcane Boot proc. You throw the Chakram onto Shaggy. The Shock, though, is going to give Shaggy a triple kill. Apathy going to try to look to clean up right now, but he's out of mana right now, and he's going to get hexed up. Honey and Blood, does he have an arrow? Does he have anything? He doesn't. And it looks like the Infinite Disable side possibly overextending just a little bit too much. They were not prepared for that Mirana ultimate. Honey and Blood going to land a... No, not going to land an arrow. Very nice juke from Apathy. So, Happy 5 friends take a really great fight there. You can see the Sentry Ward? Way too late. Like, they got initiated upon, and then it was just really ugly. The wards this time, still not being used to push towers. though it was used to push one tower, used to fight instead, and this time the wards were actually able to hit things. And you can see what kind of difference it made. Supa also, he's a tanky here with the mech, but he's not going to be able to withstand those plague wards. The serpent wards. It's just not going to happen. So many wards on the HFF side.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like the Radiant's middle towers, and a little bit of pressure, but wow, yeah, and the Infinite Disable side, they really want this top tier 2 tower. And then it's going to be bottom lane tier 2 next. They have the mech, they have this time Exorcism, which they're going to pop. They're prepared. They know that the Mirana ultimate's down. And this tower is in a lot of trouble. There's the Edict, there's the Exorcism, there's the Fortification, so no damage, LOL. But Healing Ward, going to keep everyone alive. Arrow, field goal, once again, that's 6-0. And Shaggy, going to get initiated upon by Apathy in the back end. He is all alone, however. He's tanky, but he's not invulnerable. He's going to get shackled up, but the silence is there. He's going to get burned down by the poison once again. Here comes ATK though for a huge Blade Fury. Shaggy's going to drop the wards, but he's going to pay for it with his life. Arrow going to hit onto Supa. He's going to still do a lot of damage while he's stunned up. The wards might kill him off. Omni Slash will actually not kill anything. ATK now in a huge amount of trouble. Viper's going to work him down, going to run straight into the wards. That's not where you want to go. Turn the other way. Too late. It's a 2 for 2, but they get the tower. Gregor should be fine to make his way out. Everyone should be fine, actually, to make their way out, unless Arrow hit... wow, that hero creep. Yeah, Timbersaw sees it as well. He's like, yo, that creep just saved your ass. And, well, they get the tower. They take a unfavorable fight, but still, I think the tower makes it all worth it. It's going to put them at 16 for 9. Take a quick look at the gold per minute. With the tower advantage they have, it's not as big as I would think. The HFF side keeping up pretty well. Experience earned, though, still in favor of the Infinite Disables team. They're pushing this early mid-game lineup to its limits right now. But if they keep initiating like that with Timbersaw diving into 4 heroes, that's not a great way to get ahead in those fights. He is pretty tanky as a drum, and he has actually only 1 point of active armor. He's not that tanky. He's a little more tanky now. There you go. They could go for this final tier 2 tower. Don't even need Exorcism for that, really. Just need an Edict. And then after that, you have the Herculean task of breaking the base. And ordinarily, you would say, yeah, breaking the base is pretty damn hard. This game, you would say it's even harder, because not only is there, initiation from Mirana, there's also the constant supply of Plague Wards, and those are just so terrifying when you're trying to breach high ground. Just having to deal with all those things that are hitting your creeps. After a shock, after a Starstorm, it's really difficult to get up to that high ground. They do have Exorcism, they do have Edict, they do have a Healing Ward, though, so they can maybe brute force the high ground. But for now, it's just going to be this final tier 2. And I think HFF, they can fight it out. I don't know if it'll be totally worth it for them. Are there sentries, though? That's the big question. Sentries, 2 sentries. Yes, there are. And ATK has a Vlad's. It should be an easy tower, actually. Unless they don't drop sentries. Sentry 1 is dropped. Yeah, they're going to back up. They smell something, and they see him as well. The jig is up. Zoo's got to back off now. So Mirana ultimate completely wasted. It's well played by the Infinite Disable side, playing nice and patient. I don't think they want to use Exorcism for this, though they do have it available if they do choose to do it. It's going to be Gregor, going to get a little bit closer for the Edict, and the Edict damage. That's a lot of deeps. Arrow once again going to fly through. That's another field goal, 9-0. Shaggy going to hex onto Gregor. Here's the fight, going to get silence onto Waffle's going to try again with his ultimate, but he's already dead before he get anything off. And now the rest of the spin, ATK going to try to chase someone down. Space Creator going to get sunned up by the Split Earth. Another Script Storm as well as Frostbite. He's going to get dropped. Omni Slash will actually do nothing. But it doesn't matter because they took down the Viper. Plague Ward, the Serpent Wards have also been wasted. Exorcism, though, not really being used for much either. They're going to go straight for Roshan, it looks like. Try to get as much value out of this Exorcism as possible. Roshan's going to get hit pretty hard by these spirits. And this should be a very easy Roshan for them. It's going to help them for their eventual push to the high ground. The rest of the Exorcism will time out, though. They don't have that much damage for killing off this Roshan. Roshan will be incredibly slow, and HFF, they are right around the corner. This might be disastrous for the Infinite Disable side if they stay here for too long. Gregor on the high ground will spot out if anyone's moving through, but Honey and Blood has an arrow. He can throw it, and he probably will hit 18k if he does throw it. Oh, it's going to be Gregor walking right into it. That's going to be the death of this Leshrac for sure. Hex, Shock, Starstorm. No Starstorm. He's going to hold on to it. Gregor gets 4-staffed out. That was super greedy. Here comes the Familiars for 2-man stun. The Roshan still dropping low. Soul Stomp down to 18k. He will pick up the Aegis. No, Timbersaw will actually, so Apathy will now go to town. But a huge Chakram with a huge Crypt Storm as well. Double kill for Apathy. He'll get Hex up before his Timber Chain can follow up. But the huge Mushu ultimate also Huge spells being casted, huge amounts of value from the Infinite Disable side. Let's take a quick count of that. Just of what I saw. Timber Chain, Chakram, Whirling Death onto 3 heroes. That in itself, you know you're in some deep shit. You have a Mushu ultimate, level 1 only, but Freezing Field, which is channeled to its fullest. You have Supa's Crypt Swarm, which hit another 3 heroes, and HFF, they got the huge jump on Infinite Disables. They caught the Juggernaut. They blew up the Juggernaut. No, they didn't blow up the Juggernaut. I guess they managed to let him live, but yeah. So much value coming out of the Infinite Disable side. They got so much value out of their spells. It's unbelievable how well that went out for them, which could have been disastrous. Instead, the HFF side just clustered up just a little bit too much, and that gets you killed. And now Edict on the front line with the healing ward right behind. Arrow gonna fly in. Gregor in a little bit of trouble. He's gonna be just fine though. Exorcism is gonna pop Waffles. This time we'll get his Poison Nova off with Space Created in a little bit of trouble. There's Serpent Ward's gonna get dropped. Space Created though, still getting ground down. He's gonna die in an instant. Honey and Blood on the front lines. 18k dropping very low, but the Chakram will fly. Hit onto 2. The Chakram will fly again back. It's an instant triple kill for Apathy. Shaggy the only one alive. He's gonna get stunned up. It's an ultra kill for Apathy. The second ultra kill of the game. And he has the Aegis. He's going to be just fine. Familiar's trying to chase something down, but they're just going to end up being food. Supa will restore up to full HP. Serpent Wards will hold this tower for now, but the Exorcism will restore the Death Prophet all the way back up. Apathy doing work. Holy crap, is this guy doing work. He's 11-2-4, second ultra kill of the game. Completely cleaned up the HFF side, which they're constantly clustering up. You never, ever want to cluster up in this game. In the game of Dota, the more you clump, the more you die. The more value the enemies get out of their spells, the more you get hit with the Chakram, with the Spin, with the Crypt Swarms, with the Split Earths.
Top tower is under attack.
And Viper, as tanky as he is, he cannot withstand the might of the entire enemy side. That's going to give Crystal Maid enough gold for a frickin' BKB. Are you kidding me, CM? You've got to be joking right now. Bloodstone number 1 is up in the form of the Timbersaw. Bloodstone number 2 is on its way in the form of Death Prophet. At a 20, it'll be a 25-ish minute Bloodstone from the Death Prophet. That's usually like the timing you see Bloodstones in like pub games. Like Bloodstones take a really long time to farm, guys. It's pretty expensive. But now they just have to wait for the next high ground fight. They have really, really big items now. So much armor now on the Timbersaw, even though he's really not too concerned about his armor with that. The points in reactive. I think the Serpent Ward's proc reactive armor. I'm not sure though. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. Since they do, it's like the first wave of shots is huge, and then the second wave does nothing. Be kind of awkward. But they have everything that they need except for Exorcism on. No, they do have Exorcism on cooldown or off cooldown. Let's just say available to them. They'll just need this plate mail for the Timbersaw, and then he's nigh unkillable. Even if he does die, it's a big heal going the way of HFF. Going the way of Infinite Disables, rather. BKB will be picked up on the Crystal Maiden, so nothing goes through that. Yeah, nothing goes through BKB. I guess Viper Strike does, but it doesn't stun through it. And we have a big smoke up now. Completely undetected by the HFF side. However, I think they might know that something's up. Zoo? Oh, he's spotted. Someone sees him. No, that's actually a ping from Light Blue saying get back. I think that was what it was. Where's the plate mail on Timbersaw? Oh no, you already had it delivered. Okay. So they're going to go through a little bit of a excursion into the enemy jungle. Will not find anyone. Might find the top lane a little bit vulnerable, though. They already did work on the mid lane. I don't really think they would want to go to the top lane now. There's really no reason to do that. They do have a couple sentries. Gregor, how many do you have left? 4? Oh yeah, they have more than enough sentries for this. Follow the blue brick road. And by blue brick, I mean sentries, because they're kind of blue, which is kind of a weak way to say it, but it's too late. What's said has already been said. Shock the creeps. Do they want to go for this? I think you gotta slide down to the mid lane. I mean, you already brought that down to less than half HP. You might as well go to where you already invested your time, instead of splitting your investments. Actually, that's not really good investment advice. If this was real life, this would be the right thing. If you want to diversify, but sometimes it's not really what you want to do. Fortification is available. They got to pop it right now. 18k. They drop down really low, but the healing ward keeping up so very much alive, and Space Created now in a lot of trouble. Omnislash will fly through, do so much damage. Already the Viper's dead, already the Vista's dead, and the Juggernaut spinning through. Waffles will make it out of there, undercover Moonlight Shadow, but Apathy on the front lines with the full stacks of reactive armor. Honey and Blood on the run with Exorcism still active. They cracked the base, and they cracked it so very hard. Apathy going to eat an arrow straight to the face. The Plague looks like the Serpent Wards do in fact refresh the reactive armor, and the GG has been called. Space Created knows that this is all but over. Gregor is pushing, Supa is pushing. On the back of a fantastic Timber Saw. Is going to give them top racks, is going to give them mid racks, is going to give them the entire game. That's going to be it, guys. We're going to be moving on to, I believe, one more game, possibly two more of the day. But we'll wait and see about that. Depends on how all the other games are flowing. But that's going to be it, guys. Infinite Disables taking this one with not that many disables. Once again, boo. I'd like to thank eGaming Bets for sponsoring the tournament, and be sure to check them out, and we will be moving on. Buy the ticket, buy the ticket, buy the ticket.